and according to a new report, cyberbullying is on the rise. Girls are especially at risk. So this report saying that 3 times more likely girls, that is, are subject to that harassment than boys. So in total, 1 in 5 students reported being bullied in
2016-2017 school year. So what do parents need to do and what do they need to look out for? Joining us this morning is one of my favorite guests, psychiatrist Dr. Anna Shire. Good to see you.
Hi. Thank
Always
you.
great
Good to see you both too.
So this bullying is so tough. And I have 2 girls, teenagers, and it seemed like those middle school years were very difficult. And it's on the rise?
Yes, it is on the rise. Well, bullying overall is staying pretty stable in terms of percentages, but the amount of cyberbullying is on the rise, and for girls specifically. And if you think back to your school age years, for me anyway, it was more so the boys getting picked on, maybe by the jocks or something like that. But these days, 3 times as many girls than boys are getting picked on and bullied, but via cyberbullying, and typically by other girls.
Wow, what are we supposed to look out for? I mean, are there specific social media sites, or, what do we look out for?
So there are different types of parental controls that you can have over your kids' apps, but in terms of what to watch for with your kids, they tend to isolate or hide their screens or not want to engage in things that usually they have fun doing because they're just withdrawing in general. And I've had some kids in my office where it's been very serious. I mean, not just that they don't want to go to school anymore, but suicidal. A couple of kids who have actually overdosed and tried to take their life because it was so horribly catastrophic to them to be publicly shamed and humiliated this way that they just didn't want to face life anymore.
I think you just totally hit on it, and that this is so public. It used to be, and you were talking about bullying in the past where somebody might say something in a hallway or something, but it's just to you or it's in front of a couple of people.
Right.
Let's say you put up an Instagram post and you get like 2 likes or nobody likes it. That is very public, like you said, that's shaming or humiliation almost.
Absolutely, yeah, and there are even apparently these groups where, you can't be my friend unless you get X number of likes, and so there's some kids out there creating extra profiles just to get enough likes to make the criteria to be a part of that friend group.
Oh
It's so socially and externally driven, but any predator out there, these kids are just, they're clearly prey because their hearts are open and there's so much to them that's on the line.
What do we do as parents? Because I've noticed when I talk to my own kids that, we're pretty strong about protecting them and telling them what's right and wrong, but I almost feel this pullback in what they're willing to tell us because they know our reaction is going to be so strong. Is there a good way to handle that versus another?
Yes. So take this interview as a starting point, letting your kids know, hey, I just saw something on TV. I want to have a chat with you. School's right around the corner. Cyberbullying is on the rise, especially if you have a daughter. Daughters are the ones who are at the greatest risk for being targeted. But let them know that you are very open to it. You're not going to freak out. You're not going to automatically say, we have to talk to their parents. I'm not going to, fly off the handle. I'm here for you. And as a parent, you should go to the school and ask, what are your bullying policies? And do you have something under that umbrella that covers cyberbullying? What do you need to have? Do you need to have evidence so you can teach your kids? If you're getting bullied, take pictures of the text, take pictures of, snapshot it so that you can use this because this is evidence that you need to prove what's happening to you. And then you can have from the school different options. So the option could be the scary, we're going to talk to the parents and the kids, which probably your child is going to say, absolutely not, I do not want that to happen. Or there could be other options like a general statement made to the school that, bullying needs to stop. This is what bullying is. That includes text messages, that includes social media. If we have any wind that this is happening, X, Y, Z are the consequences, and you're not targeted. But you can tell your kids, then you can use this information and go face with that person and say, you know what, if you do this, I have this. Look at my phone. I have all these pictures. This is the evidence. I will go to whoever the school identifies. That's something that the school should do. Go to the school counselor, and they'll be able to address the issues, and the consequences are already spelled out, and you're not singled out as an individual. So there's no additional humiliation that's going to be piled on your shoulders on top of what's happening.
Tough problem to solve, isn't it? And this is my last question. Why girls? Why girls more than boys?
I think it's just that there's so much stress in terms of how you look, how you're perceived being a female compared to a male. Males, sure, you also have that too, but there's other things that you can excel in that are, pretty tangible, like, the football team or, things like that. Not that girls can't excel in sports as well, but there's so much, unfortunately, more pressure that's put on external aspects of being a woman that in social media, that's what you see. You know, you see how pretty they are, you see what they're wearing, you see their hair and their nails and their makeup. And that's something that you can really garner a lot of really positive attention for quickly, but you can also be singled out. So, you know, it goes both ways. But for women, it tends, and for girls, it tends to be more of an issue than it would be for a boy.
Dr. Shire, always great talking
Yeah.
to you. Thank you for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
so
having me.
much.
It's been a pleasure.
Such an important